Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, and whenever you're watching me right now. My name is Jay Luke, the owner and operator of the Passioneers Network, where we amplify the voices, elevate the culture, and champion the musician. Don't forget, you can get anything in our store. All you got to do is put anything you want in your card. You can get 30% off your purchase. Just type in HBCU band. Want to come to you guys right quick as I'm taking this drive, heading into the job. Because this past weekend, I had the pleasure of, judging the Supreme Battle of the Bands. Shout out to NSBA for putting on an amazing event. I definitely believe that, the community, the band community at large was served, obviously. Shout out to everybody who participated, all the bands that participated, some phenomenal band programs that participated. Band directors who got your kids out there and gave them that experience. Exclusive dance team, D2D, the NSBA staff, DeSoto ISD. It was a great time to be able to also see some former students who I appreciate you guys for making me feel really old, by the way. And I'm really referring to all the PV students, all the marching band, PV Marching Storm students. Man, it was great to be able to see you guys, interact with you all again, and just be able to catch up, have some conversations, and so on and so forth. So I definitely want to put that out there. I want to go back to the fact that there are some phenomenal bands that are coming out, or some phenomenal high school bands that are doing some great things. Shout out to Northeast High School, Townview High School, Carter High School, Sunset High School, Lincoln. I'm trying to get them all in there, but I'm probably not going to remember. But don't charge it to my head. I think MLK was out there from Oklahoma. So shout out to the Oklahoma high schools. Very good job. One of the things that was on my mind, though, was there was no representation from the city of Houston. Generally, and I can remember when I was younger and I was in, band in high school or whatever, when we had the opportunities to be able to go to these competitions, so on and so forth, if we had the opportunity, those things are a real thing, right? But if we had the availability to make it or go to these things, we would typically go to these, battles or whatever. I find it very interesting that you had, I think it was 2 schools from Oklahoma, a school, maybe 2 schools from Austin, the Austin area. And then obviously all of the rest were from the DFW area because we were in DeSoto. But I found it very interesting that there was not one representation from the hometown city of Houston. And I don't know if I put that on the fault of the band directors. I don't think I could put that on the fault of the band directors. But I am curious as to the state of the marching bands, or just bands in general, in the city of Houston. I just remember when I was younger, programs were thriving. Willow Ridge was thriving. Madison was thriving. Booker T, thriving. Worthing, Sterling, Jones. I don't even know if Jones is still a school anymore by those metrics. But I say all that to say, can somebody fill me in on what's going on in the city of Houston and the band culture as it relates to traditional style marching band? So more of the inner city schools, more of the, and I'm gonna have to say it sometimes, the reality of the more low socioeconomic areas where most of these traditional, or most people call it show style bands are. What's happening? Because when I look at the landscape of DFW bands, there are larger band programs in DFW. I'm talking about in the hundreds, 120s, or high 80s or 90s. When I look at the Houston programs, some of them, or a lot of them, are barely scratching it. Is it because the city is so spread out? Is it because funding is low? Is it because there's not enough support from the administration? And the reason why I'm asking these questions is because as a channel, as a network, as a director, I always want to try to make sure that we're also being supported, right? We're supporting these areas that need it, or we're supporting these, or we're advocating for these areas that need the support. And if we can in any way do that, then I want to be able to do that. And I'm just curious as to, what's happening in the Houston city limits. And I'm not just speaking directly to HISD. HISD has a lot of schools in it, but I'm not speaking directly to them, and I know that there was a takeover, so I get all of that, but I'm just really curious as to what's happening and what that situation is. So this was more of a question of somebody give me some feedback. And this is not an indictment on any band directors. This is not an indictment on any programs. I'm not telling or saying that you're not working hard. I'm not even insinuating that. I'm just curious because, I'm from the city and I was raised in the city, born and raised. And I would love to see the same energy, the same growth, the same projections, all of these things that are happening in the DFW area. I would love to see that continue or to happen in the city where I'm from, the city that I love, you know what I'm saying? So y'all let me know in the comment section if y'all know what's going on, if y'all got any insight from that, or just go ahead and shoot us an email or hit us on the social medias, either one. And I would love to be able to get that feedback, man. But y'all let me know inside the comment section. Go ahead and get anything you want in our store. Remember, you can get 30% off that purchase. And all you got to do is type in HBCU band, man. Y'all go ahead and let me know in the comments, man. And let me know. I'll holler at y'all later. Peace.